Again, a little bit of my pet peeve here in this and all this. And I'm a little sick of the go for it, we're aggressive. And I think you are too. And we both know, and you are with me, I love Dan Campbell. I love the Lions. I really do. Anybody that listens to me and you and whatever on a consistent basis, well, our love it overflows. There's so much respect there. But that doesn't mean he's perfect, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and then just, go over this and go, oh, okay, well, they're good and he's cool and I want him to like me. Dan Campbell, we know the Eagles' defense was awesome last night. The Eagles' defense won the football game. But Dan Campbell helped them win the football game. I'm just not going to back down from this. Again, we're in a game here. It's cold. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It's windy. The whole freaking city of Philadelphia is looking at the offense of the Eagles and going, can they get it going? And Dan Campbell, we're going to fake a punt on our own side of the field. Hey, jumpstart the offense, guys. Get the fans on their side, everybody. I just don't agree with that. Punt the ball, pin them down there, get them booing them, which is what would have happened instead of they make 1 5-yard gain and they're in field goal position. I don't agree with this. So here it is. Okay. So they get a little more momentum. 6-0. We fake a punt. And again, this is the Eagles. They're a pretty well-coached football team. You don't catch them by surprise. I haven't seen them caught by surprise in quite some time. So that's where I'm just like, okay, I don't like that. Then even you want to get to the more of it, right? You get to the end of the football game. It's a 13-6 football game. Yeah, you're on their side of the field, but barely, right? It's a 4th and 5. Your offense and Jared Goff are not good right now. Jared Goff is throwing the ball like crap. So what makes you think now he's going to stripe a strike in the big moment here? It's 13-6. It's a 1-score game. We throw an out route to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Nope, we don't get it. Give a short field to the Eagles again. Hey, Eagles, go get some more momentum. Go up 10 on us now. So now you got no pressure on you. I mean, I just don't agree with that. So there you are, 4th down and 5. Pooch punt the ball down there again and put the pressure on the Eagles offense that I do believe was feeling it and not functioning at a high level last night by any stretch of the imagination. They never put the pressure on the Eagles the whole night on their offense. And that, to me, is your pasta and meatballs and your gut guy is a mistake in a game like that. And you need to know that and feel that. And I feel like they let the Eagles off the hook in that department for my money, Mike.
The thing about analytics that has always bothered me is that people try to simplify the game of football to the point where human intelligence, human experience, human judgment, human discretion isn't necessary. All you have to do is say, what does ESPN Analytics say? Oh, it says go. Well, it always freaking says go. It always says go. The only time it didn't say go was last Monday night when the Eagles went 4th and 6 from the Green Bay 35 because they were trying to deliver the dagger against the Packers with a touchdown throw to A.J. Brown and at the same time exercise the demons that have been plaguing them all year long offensively with A.J. Brown's frustrations.
And did they go rogue there? Did they go rogue? That's another question.
Well, but I think that, and we've heard much smarter people than us, and that universe is very large, but people like Sean Payton have been on this program at the Super Bowl, and all of the different factors that go into when and where and how we go for it on 4th down. Dean Pease, longtime defensive coach, he had a great explanation within the past couple of years. Hey, if it's a 6-3 game, I'm less inclined to go for it. If it's 32-30, I'm more inclined to go for it. What plays do I have for these circumstances? That fake punt, I think the Eagles' base defense was still on the field.
Yes, show the play again, everybody.
Didn't fool anybody.
Right, exactly,
yeah.
Exactly.
Just leave your offense out there. 4th and 2. Why in the F are you going to do a fake punt on 4th and 2 when you have an offense that has been a well-oiled convert on 4th down machine?
Yeah, good job, guys.
It doesn't make any sense.
There it is.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Their defense is out there. Like, what are you doing? Call a timeout. You can't give them the ball on your 40.
No.
That on your opening possession of the game. And here's the bigger issue, Chris.
Yeah.
And this is where, and the analytics crowd And I'm sorry, but I feel like the non-analytics crowd got a win recently when Paul DePodesta got exiled back to baseball, and I don't think he went. I think he knew that the end was coming in Cleveland.
Right,
so,
right.
I mean, why else would he take a job with a team that won, I think, 13 games last year out of 162? I'm exaggerating, but
Yeah,
it felt like
something
13
like that,
games.
right? Yeah.
But and the only reason, like, I'm not anti-analytics. I think there's a place for it. But what pisses me off is when the analytics crowd gets so mad, like their knee-jerk reaction to any criticism that this may not be the cure-all to whatever your issues are with football, and all you have to do is press the button and it tells you what to do. That drives me crazy. And they act like you're stupid and they're geniuses when you push back. That's their defense mechanism. You don't know what you're talking about. And one of the things I always say is, oh, that's in the formula. That's in any factor that we would point out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in the formula.
Right.
Here's what's not in the formula. Here's the thing that there's no way can be in the formula. You're dealing with an Eagles team right now that is steeped in dysfunction offensively.
Right.
To the point where A.J. Brown and the owner had to have a meeting last week. Like, if you just stand back and let them screw it up.
That's what I'm saying a little bit.
You don't need to make
right.
it easier for them.
Right.
Just all right, here's how we're going to attack tonight. We're just going to keep giving the ball to the Eagles and put them on their side of the field, and we're going to go play defense, and we're going to let them screw it up. And, oh, by the way, they're going to be forcing it to A.J. Brown. So let's, just like the Vikings yesterday, clearly we're forcing it to Justin Jefferson. And what happened? Kevin Byard's lurking to make the interception when they forced the ball to Justin Jefferson.
Right.
So that's easy. I could have designed that defense. Let's just go out there and let's not let Saquon Barkley break free, and let's have some extra coverage shading A.J. Brown's way, and in certain key moments, we're gonna pop a guy out there to maybe get an interception. We're gonna force them to work the ball down the field. We're gonna play cover two. We're gonna play back. We're gonna force them to work the ball down the field because they are struggling to develop a rhythm and a flow, and their fans are going to get pissed.
Yes.
And they're going to let them hear it.
Right.
And
let's
create that.
Right.
Let's enable that. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no formula.
No.
There's no formula that any analytics person is going to ever create that factors that into the overall assessment of how to handle your business on offense if you're the Lions last night.
I think they dropped the ball in that department. Again, that's the one. It's really the one thing kind of I worry about with the Lions is just being too overly aggressive, like we saw them in the NFC Championship game. And a few years ago, you got a chance to go up 17 late in the third quarter. You do it. The 49ers were happy.
Oh, that was a drop.
I know.
That was a drop.
Right.
Oh, that was a drop. Well, that's part of the risk you take when you go for it on fourth down.
And it wasn't a great throw either.
Then somebody's going to drop the pass.
Exactly right. Exactly right. No, the 49ers are feeling the pressure. You can ask the 49ers. They were like, oh, they're going to go for it and give us a chance. That was the best thing that happened to them that night. Yes, so that's where you got to, in these type of football games, you got really awesome players on the other side too that you got to start to go, wait, yeah, it's one thing to go for it and be aggressive against the middle-class teams or the lower-class teams in the NFL. Yeah, you might get away with it if you don't make it. In a game like this, yes, those 3 points, those 6 points, right? Those Jamison Williams, let's not let our guy be stupid after he scores a touchdown and make us kick a long. Those are aggressive. Dan Campbell, that's your team a little bit. And that's where I think they got to buckle down a little bit there in that department. I don't agree with that aggressive approach with everything all the time.
Hey, and let me tell you something. That's on Dan Campbell.
Yes.
Because he knows that player has a propensity to do stuff that is going to get him flagged. Remember when he was doing whatever he was doing on the ground
Making
last
love
year?
to the ground.
When they well, thank you. But like you have to know which of my guys need to have, especially for a primetime game. And we know we're going to call this play and it's going to work. But I'm telling you what, Jamison, don't you do anything after that. And if Jamison Williams didn't know that it's a violation to use the goalpost as a prop, then that's on the coaching staff for making sure that they did. They need to be sure that their guys, especially the ones who have a propensity to be on the line when it comes to celebrations, it's on you. Unless the attitude is, we'll give up a point. There's plenty more where that came from. But that was just one of those, man, what the hell? What the hell? And again, it let the Eagles feel like they got away with one.
Right.
It may have made the fans a little less inclined to get antsy on the next drive. it just changes everything. When you feel like you got a freebie and it's a tie game versus we're down by a point, that is one of those qualitative things that will take some of the steam out of a crowd that might be thinking about getting restless.
Yes.
It's all those little things that come together.
That's right. The Eagles had one real drive on offense the whole night. They had one real drive. Everything else was Detroit-induced points. That's what it was. You could say what you want. Yeah, I know the tip pass interception and Cooper DeJean, that's good playing by the Eagles. But again, that's self-inflicted, good D, whatever, short field. But yes, they let the Eagles offense off the hook on a night where the number one story in the sport was the Eagles offense and A.J. Brown and what he said on social media playing video games last week. And they never put pressure on that moment. And that to me is, you drop the ball in a major way in a big-time football game doing that.
They had to know. They had to know that he had 11 targets last night. He had 3 last week. They had to know that was coming, and they had to be ready for that. And for all the praise that Kelvin Shepherd has gotten this year as he's replaced Aaron Glenn as the defensive coordinator, he deserves to be criticized for not allowing the Eagles to disintegrate further and for not putting his defense in position strategically to be ready to create issues when they try to get the ball to A.J. Brown. And again, I ask you, Chris, how much of Dan Campbell taking over play calling distracted him from possibly saying to Kelvin Shepherd, now, whoa. They're about to fall apart here. They're going to force the ball to A.J. Brown. Well, we got to work on this game plan a little bit. No. I don't know. But how that affects his life during the week and how much it takes away, because you only have, we all know, for whatever our job is, we have a finite number of hours. It's up to us to allocate them. And when you've got a job like head coach of a football team, you're going to be working every waking moment of football season. With some exceptions, you may have a night where things wind down and you want to keep your priorities straight and you want to know your family, unless you're a complete jerk and your family is just as fine not having you around, which I can relate to as it relates to my absences from time to time or every weekend during football season. But it's up to you to decide how much time you're going to spend here. And you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And it may be that Peter, in the form of a great defensive game plan last night, wasn't there in part because Dan Campbell wasn't fully engaged.
Yeah, well,
whatever the explanation, they blew a chance to cause the Eagles to implode. Like they could have, not only would the Lions have put themselves in position to compete for the 1 seed, they could have greased the skids toward implosion.
Yeah,
of the
to the
Eagles
whole
this
thing.
year
Everybody, we could woke up today going, man, the Eagles, it's just, the defense is awesome, but the offense is just crap. That's the way it is. You're right, but we're not having that conversation. And, again, with Dan Campbell, right, maybe with him being the play caller and all of that, maybe that's where he loses sight and goes for it and does that instead of having maybe some conversations with the defense and going, hey, maybe this isn't the week to do that. I don't have a problem with their game plan overall. I mean, again, I think most teams will go, hey, 7 for 49 on 11 targets for A.J. Brown. We'll take that. That's okay. He didn't kill us. The number one killer to the Lions last night was the Eagles' defensive line, followed to me by Dan Campbell with those 2 bad decisions right there in big moments. And then Jared Goff in the second half probably having 3 or 4 opportunities to make a throw that, yes, I expect the $55 million a year quarterback to make, and he didn't make them. So, but yeah, that's something to be dissected, but we'll see where that goes.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.